Well, tonight, the Ashanti Regional Police Commander, DCOP Teye-Cudjoe, has vowed to thoroughly investigate and apprehend military personnel implicated in the recent fatal shooting incident in Nyinahin. The incident, which occurred on Thursday, resulted in the death of one resident and the injury of 4 others during a confrontation involving some military men during a visit to chiefs, victims and the community. DCOP Teye-Cudjoe emphasized the commitment of the Ghana Police Service to uphold the rule of law and ensure accountability for all security personnel involved in the unlawful act. Nanabuachi Adam visited the community and filed this report.
The fatal clash that left one civilian dead and 4 others injured at Nyinahin in the Ashanti region has sparked outrage, prompting a strong response from the Regional Police Command. During a visit to the community, the police commander, DCOP Teye-Cudjoe, described the incident as a crime scene, vowing to bring to justice the military personnel allegedly involved in the shooting. The deadly clash, which occurred on Thursday between the military and a group of mourners, one in a camouflage attire, has intensified concerns about the use of force by uniformed officers. Eyewitnesses say tension escalated quickly before shots were fired, fatally striking one civilian and wounding 4 others. DCOP Teye-Cudjoe emphasized the action of one soldier should not tarnish the image of the entire Ghana Armed Forces and assure the public that the police are working impartially to identify and arrest those responsible.
Bring them to justice. Yebe tusa anamoi. And to say we are and yet be different. Apart from we ensuring that justice is served. Na sa onuya ni pakrono di sa asemboni ona ejumaboni. Yebe making sure say with the collaboration of the military we will get him out. We enye bonia we would hang it on the neck of the military. He is an individual who did this criminal activity, and we'll fish him out and definitely assure the good people of Nyinahin, any Ebusian say, we would go all out to ensure that justice is served.
But some of the victims who sustained injury have been speaking.
Because you see me by now woman or Panian I usually tuna can become a to a business can mensa. News Mukutankura and Crown Sabere Prime Smith Password Miss Meeting Dahan Cray. And you did don't be the crown hoarding. Seems me pray Kakaramono. And I'm the way I did Tiscabia the enemy home.
I have been suffering since the incident occurred. I need help. Government must come and support us.
That's what I do. Me pa until maybe I buy any police form penny for the some of support to you. Be a vessel say more fan support to you. Step as you say, being young what they are. You bet me the being young what they bet me the 8 million for your Juma so
Meanwhile, Chief of the area Nana Ampene Boatin Chum II has expressed worry about the incident.
Na even a provocation crying by
what happened in the community is very unfortunate. I plead with the police and the MP to ensure that the perpetrators are brought to book.
The
member of parliament for Achumampunia said Osayakoto has assured residents of bringing the perpetrators to book.
Truly, the regional commander arrived here together with his entourage. We went and met the chief of Nyinahin. We have discussed a lot of things about the incident. What I want to say is that, please, the incident had happened. You want to use this occasion to plead with all the citizens of Nyinahin to be calm. And you promise, myself, the chief and the regional commander, you have promised that you follow up the incident and then try to bring those perpetrators to book.
Now, in the Nyinahin community, this is where the fatal clash between the military and a group of mourners occurred. At this spot is where some mourners who were confronted by the military sustained injuries, including Kushivi, who is now the deceased in this conversation. Now, the residents in the community are calling for justice. They want the police to fasten their investigation into the matter. For Joy News, my name is Nanabuachi Teye-Cudjoe, Kumasi.
The New Patriotic Party today kick-started its thank you tour from the Western region, a significant battleground where the NPP lost the presidential contest and retained only 2 parliamentary seats. While the tour aims to revive the party's base as the NPP sets its sights on regaining power by 2028. Former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, addressing party faithful, attributed their electoral defeat to internal discontent among party members and the perception of arrogance while in office, as well as the manhandling of the Galamsey fight.
All the studies are so far. The big issues are one, cost of living. Niema bo ekosoro ahochiri ebai. The kanu eye adia ye friend of arrogance of power. Expresse yasu na eye din. Yasu e din ye tie asem. Party for country say yenye reshuffle. And yes, 8 years yanti. And yes, party for country say yempe e-levy. E-levy no ebe hagin. Ye toso miyansa party for country say haircut no. Debt restructuring, no DDEP. Someone can answer. Say, sad debt restructuring, no, a bit hard because most of them are pensioners. And Omapenibe announced said there will be no haircut. Some okay. Ghana for in ING. But a buyer, no, you be a haircut. We shall share a buying. Yentuya NAPCO biom, na yentuya afforestation for biom, caterer so yentuya. Na also share regions bebree, said the General Secretary Kanye no. Your votes no, do no wo no. Ya nye juma bebree wo ho.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia there just tabling some of the key reasons why he felt the party lost the elections. He said that they failed to listen to the base of the party. He also said that they failed to listen to them when they called for reshuffling as well as a halt to the debt restructuring program. Well, let me bring in my colleague Natalia Kwanzaa, join us live from the Western region. Ina, we also heard from the General Secretary of the party as well as Kennedy Ejapon. What have they been saying?
Yes, so Faustina, for Kennedy Ejapon, he says that the party needs to treat all suspended executives with amnesty. People like Paul Apoko and then Alain Trametin. He believes that all people who were suspended in the party due to 1 or 2 issues should be called back into the party if they really want to win power come 2008. He said the grassroots is very important. But let's listen to him when he was addressing the people.
Yet here in 2016, I saw for Imam for most original party. The movie was 8 years, young come with you. And then now, what's the other most of the Imam party now with Jaya?
Reorganization, any a cookie in Kabomono were able to win power again. And then, media based some way support to win. We support you with Mommy and Fantonja. Nasa, a Korea may be a Musua, and then we did a regional and national executives. Sir, Obama amnesty from Afoko, Allah, to everybody that has been suspended. Obama amnesty. Young Frau Homra, near Cambo, say 3 years, the catch-all. Didn't you be suspending a nice unit or a or back or Monsieur 4 or number 4? Oh, I said, you can now, Omo and Twaba, the national chairman, former vice president, general secretary, Monamade, Apachao and Mamma. Mumma amnesty, Mumfa drinking. Say Yamma amnesty. Na Nipabi Dua, Omatu Yao Nyinahin, Yenso, and Samra.
Kennedy Japan there just urging the party to consider bringing back some of the individuals suspended from the party, like Alan Trebanting, back on board. Ina Tali was just giving us that update. Thank you so much, Ina, for joining us all the way from the Western region. Now, away from that, the Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Employment Agency, Malik Basintali, has made a firm declaration not to renew the existing contract with Zoomlion Ghana Limited if the current wage of 250 Ghana cedis for sanitation workers remains unchanged. While in a broadcast, Basintali criticized the current terms of engagement, describing them as exploitative and unjust to the Ghanaian youth. His comment follows public pressure, particularly from investigative journalist Manasseh Zuriawuni, who has long campaigned against the contract's renewal, citing poor treatment of workers and breach of contract terms.
Somewhere in 2020 decided to open for a competitive tender to be done before settling on who they wanted to settle with. After that competitive tendering was done, the YEA, under the sterling leadership of Mr. Justin Kodia, decided to settle for Zoomlion Ghana Limited. Fast forward in 2022, the YEA again engaged in a contract with Zoomlion Ghana Limited, and that contract was duly signed by my predecessor, Mr. Kofi Ba Ejapon, who I so respect so much. My brothers and sisters, YEA Zoomlion, as we stand now, so long as we are concerned, I admit that there's no existing contract. And that contract was not renewed or was not signed in the last 2 months till election, which meant that for the month of October, November, there was no existing contract between the YEA and Zoomlion Ghana Limited. I have come as the new acting Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Employment Agency. These issues have been brought up, and I have stated emphatically that I am a man who has consistently been up for integrity. I'm a man who has consistently been up for fairness, and I'm a man who has consistently been up for justice. And I will not, on any day, decide to take decisions without binding them to fairness, justice, and accountability. My brothers and sisters, I'm in full support of Ghanaian businesses thriving. However, I would ensure that fairness and justice take their course. My decisions, I know, are subject to the approval of my board, but the opinions and concerns on the decisions I make matter the most, as I have consistently said that I'm a product of the streets and I would go the direction of the streets. My brothers and sisters, I serve a listening president, and so no matter what I do, I must be a listening CEO. I've engaged further, I've thoroughly thought about this through, and I wish today to appear before you, my brothers and sisters, to take your concerns and opinions on this matter. I'm at a 3 point. And the 3 point I am at is 1. Whether, as I would want to rightly put it, even before we get to the 3 points, let me state emphatically that I, as Malik Basintali, has not renewed any contract. And I have not also appended my signature to any contract with Zoomlion Ghana Limited. I wish to state emphatically that your opinions on this matter, like I said before, will matter on the way forward. We are at the point of taking a decision. 1, as to whether to review and amend the previous contract between Zoom Lion Ghana Limited, who manages our sanitation model, or 2, to entirely terminate the contract pending the board approval.
You're also watching JoyNews Prime. We'll be back with more. Please stay tuned in. Thanks for staying with us. Now, the Upper East region, with a population exceeding 1.3 million, is currently served by just one radiographer. Now, this means a single individual is responsible for providing critical imaging services, including X-rays, MRIs, and CT scans for the entire region. Well, this alarming shortage, along with other pressing healthcare challenges, came to light during a working visit by the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health to the Upper East Regional Hospital on Wednesday. Correspondent Albasori reports.
Led by the chairman, Dr. Mark Ket-Nawani, MP for Nabdam, the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health went on a tour of various wards and departments of the Upper East Regional Hospital in Bolgatanga to assess operations and gather first-hand information to inform policy decisions. At the Medical Imaging Department, the committee was surprised to learn that only one man has been tasked in the whole Upper East region to cater to patients who need their X-rays, MRI, and CT scans, among other images taken and interpreted for medical diagnosis. This man is the head of medical imaging, Said Ibrahim Bamporimdo, who highlighted the challenges faced by the Bolgatanga Hospital, with him as the only radiographer posted to the hospital.
If we have human personnel to support, we can do a lot. But that is a huge challenge. That is a huge
it a situation challenge. That when they come, they don't stay, or they are not posted at all?
For some time, they are not posted. Over the past 10 years, we had some few, but they went back. For instance, some of our colleagues in other regions, accommodation, they are waived off. And then some other things where that is not the situation here. So they want to look for some of those places.
Basically, the push and pull effect.
Certainly.
Other regions that are doing things that will attract them.
Exactly.
His concerns were echoed by the medical director of the Bolgatanga Hospital, Dr. Aiden Sangwe, who emphasized the urgent need for more healthcare personnel to address the critical staffing shortages.
We have received a lot of facilities, and then we need a staff to be able to use these facilities to the benefit of the people. And that is a key challenge we have. We have this equipment, and yet, for instance, we don't have a biomedical engineer, someone who's supposed to maintain this equipment as and when they break down. So when it breaks down, we have to go out of the way to get someone from either Accra, Tamale, or Kumasi to come. So these are some of the challenges I raise, among other things like accommodation, staffing for doctors and nurses, and the high rents in town. So if you don't have ready accommodation, you have to go out and rent. It becomes a challenge.
The chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health, Dr. Mark Ket-Nawani, assured that the NDC-led government would prioritize the deployment of more healthcare professionals to under-resourced facilities like the Bolgatanga Hospital.
Bolga is quite remote. Let me just be honest with you. Even though it's a municipality, it should be added to the deprived areas that need government assistance. And so we need staffing in this area, and the financial clearance can be discriminated in such a way that people who want to come to areas like Bolga, they should have their financial clearance a bit early. Now, what we want is to ensure that monies that are generated by the hospitals are spent at the hospital to improve conditions at the hospital. When they post people here, within a matter of 1 or 2 years, they leave. I believe that if the hospital's RGF is good, they will be able to some extent assist in this staff motivation and reduce staff attrition.
Established in 1946 as a clinic, the Bolgatanga Hospital has evolved into the Upper East Regional Hospital, a 265-bed referral facility. However, it currently operates with only 760 staff, including the 1 radiographer and 1 gynecologist, for a population of 1.3 million people in the Upper East region. The visit by the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health forms part of a nationwide tour aimed at evaluating healthcare delivery in major facilities and shaping upcoming health sector reforms. It remains to be seen how promptly the problem of understaffing in the Bolgatanga Hospital is resolved after the committee's visit. For Joy News, Albert Sorry, Bolgatanga.
Well, that's how we wrap up the bulletin. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Faustina Safo. Good evening.
Economist and professor of finance and other thought leaders, professionals and change makers for a powerful national conversation on the theme transforming